All right, man, we back. Mercy Sports Talk. Let's chop it up real quick. Appreciate everybody for checking back in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos, and kind of a small preview what to expect from the Lions. They at Ford Field tonight. They're playing the Patriots from New England, and we had like a few joint practices with them already. First preseason game. You know, most preseason games are uneventful. The third game is the dress rehearsal. When they play until the third quarter. Tonight, you probably expect to see Matthew Stafford play and Tom Brady play a snap, if that. They'll play, like one series, excuse me. So it ain't much to read into. Nobody really trying to go hard out the starters. But you probably might see the young guys get extended play. Hockenson, Talani, Will Harris. You see a lot of the young guys, undrafted defensive lineman out of the University of Texas, San Antonio. You're going to see him get a lot of burn if he's healthy. So, get an opportunity to see, the young guys, especially the year 1 and 2 and 3 guys, and get an opportunity to see them really and get the NFL experience going, man. And like I said, I think it's good to get those bugs off you. It's good to have most of your young guys healthy. Nobody really hurt in camp out of the rookies, and they all get to see and they all get to actually taste and feel the speed of the NFL a little bit, man. But it's kind of being like routine for us seeing the Patriots in preseason. That's crazy, man. A lot, but they try to keep it regional. They don't really want West Coast teams going east and East Coast teams going west. They don't want that. They don't. So they try to keep, Cleveland and Detroit, Buffalo, New England, all. So ain't nobody got to travel along. But at a point, once you think about it, in preseason is pretty fucking pointless. In actuality, it is. It's pretty pointless. Because you just look at the situation as it is with preseason, right? You only really get a taste or a really nice taste except for the third preseason game. The first, the second one, and the fourth preseason game, don't nobody go hard in there. And that's what you got practices for, and joint practices and one-on-ones to keep it sharp. But the very important thing about preseason is this: some guys may not practice good, but they play good. And it's not always you practice how you play. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I can attest to that firsthand. I wasn't always the best dude in practice, football, basketball. But when it came to them lights coming on, like, I showed the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be prepared. And like Terrell Davis, he was expected to get cut. He go out there and he make a monstrous tackle on special teams, and he make the Denver Broncos and become a Hall of Fame running back in a short period of time due to injury. But the guys that I'll watch tonight is the rooks, and the undrafted rooks and the signed rooks. Those are the guys. Those are the guys that I'll be looking for tonight. I want to see how Talani look. I want to see how Will Harris look. Hockenson. I think the Brian kid out of Clemson still may be hurt. I'm not sure. But, Mike Daniels, Damon Harrison, Darius Slay, Quadre, ain't worried about them. But the Walkers, Tracy Walkers of the world, and guys of that, right around that area, those are the guys that you want to see. C.J. Anderson, nothing to see here, really. Your running backs, carry on, really shouldn't be nothing to see. I'm a firm believer in really not giving running backs touches unless they like rooks or inexperienced running backs. My starting running backs, I really want to get them touches in preseason. No point to get them banged up because they get hit almost every time they take a snap. May it be run blocking sometimes, pass blocking, going out, out the backfield, catching the ball, or, running the ball. So you ain't trying to put excess miles on the running back. So I wouldn't be looking none for them. But those other positions, tight end, the offensive line play, the first little series they do, that's going to be critical to look at, man. But I'm looking at all the rooks, but it's really nothing to see here. I remember, and I used this example last year. I use it almost every year. remember Cam Newton had a shitty ass preseason. I don't know how many people remember that, but Cam Newton had a shitty preseason, and he comes out in the regular season. I think he broke a rookie record for like passing yards, and people was asking, you know, could Cam Newton cut the cheese in the NFL because of his performance. His performance in preseason, he went out there and baptized Patrick Peterson, him and Steve Smith. He was a rook too. He baptized the Arizona Cardinals secondary. So, no, for Stafford, it's not much to see. You just want to see him drive back. If he have a good game, good series, bad series, it doesn't mean much. You know what I'm saying? You know, if he go out there and throw an 80-yard bomb to Galladay, it don't mean that they're going to be successful doing that same play in the regular season. Football, with the lack of, they cut the practices down without the 2-a-day padded practices and cutting 2-a-day practices down. Football is a rhythm sport, and they can't get into rhythm without those additional practices, and that's what they bargained. They gave all that money back to the NFL owners to cut the practices down. And in actuality, it hurt them. You got more season-ending injuries, more soft tissue injuries. It hurt the players because they wasn't coming prepared. And then now, without the additional padded practices and them cutting practices down, you ain't gonna get a finished product in 12, 13 days of training camp. You're not. You know what I'm saying? It may go into like the season where week 3, week 4, you might see some teams hitting their stride. You know what I'm saying? You might see some teams really hitting their stride 2, 3, 4. I don't want to say stride, but hitting their rhythm. You know, remember the Saints? They got popped by Tampa Bay last year. They just wasn't prepared. But eventually, as the season progressed, they almost lost to the Browns the following week. They got prepared. So, with the lack of those practices and those 2-a-day padded practices and them basically doing walkthroughs, it's hurting the camaraderie. It's hurting the gelling period. So, like I said before, it's hurting them. It's hurting them, man. And like I said, you know, the team you're not looking at a finished product right now. I'm telling you that right now. You're not looking at a finished product for none of the fire truck. You're not looking at finished products nowhere in the NFL. Not in 12, 13, 15 days of training camp, you're not. I'll tell you that right now. So tonight, no over exaggerations. Oh, we worried because the Lions' third team secondary got killed by Jason Stidham, and they backup quarterback for the Patriots, Stidham. I like him a lot. I think he got a future in the NFL. He was a good quarterback at Auburn. I think he played with Carry-On for a year. So that's somebody to watch. If you a couple guys to watch on the New England Patriots, I would say the backup quarterback, Jason Stidham. I think that's his name. Liked him at Auburn a lot. He came from Baylor. Got in a little trouble in Baylor. Other than that, that's the only really guy I really know they picked up that's young. But they have some good people. But don't read too much into preseason tonight, man. In general, as long as we don't get no injuries, I think that's our number one concern tonight. But hey, man, it's Motor City Sports Talk. I do appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And we're not going to overreact to preseason, man, at all. Only time we overreact if we have a catastrophic injury. And that's just how I'm playing it, man. As long as we stay healthy, that's the goal. And just keep getting better every day. But hey, I'll be here after the game to talk about it, God willing. Appreciate the love and support. Share the videos. We gone.